When I was living at a homeless shelter, fellow homeless youth would take me grocery shopping, which was very helpful since it had been my first time going grocery shopping on my own. My name is Jorge. I'm 20 years old and I live in El Paso, Texas. And when it came to me experiencing homelessness as a youth, I think there were some very basic adult skills that I didn't have, like how to get around town or how to open up a bank account or, the process for that. So something that was really helpful was when my social workers took on a hands-on approach and went with me, to the bus stop and showed me how to transfer buses and how to get, to the doctors or to the workforce commission, as well as they went with me to open my bank account when I got my first job.
I am Sabrina and I am 19 and I currently live in Lubbock, Texas. The things in the material that I had to learn on my own with my transition into adulthood was how to really understand what a credit score is, how to build it, and how insurance works, because those are really vital things that any adult needs to know when becoming an adult. I found myself really having to learn on my own about those things as soon as I turned 18, and it became a little frustrating in the process. Through the process of learning what a credit score was or what insurance is and how it affects me on my own, I can confidently say now that I know how to execute how those materials, like how to build my credit score, how insurance works. And I am more confident with my finances now that I was able to learn it on my own. But I do stress that what if a child or a youth aging out doesn't really know how to utilize those things in the way that I did?
The only organization that I'm currently working with is the El Paso Center for Children, working with their rapid rehousing program to help get me into permanent supportive housing, which is for youth with disabilities. This would give me a lot of peace of mind since I can't hold a job for too long and I need a roof over my head. It would take a weight off my shoulders. Something else that could have been super helpful for a youth in my situation, transitioning into adulthood, would have been mental health resources. I mean, obviously, a youth that is in the situation that I was in has undergone a lot of trauma and may be currently, experiencing trauma and difficulty with their mental health. So beyond mental health help being important and helpful, I think it's vital. And I think a lot of the times that goes overlooked with social services or even just in general. And I think the sooner that it's addressed, the better, so that youth in these systems don't fall into the cycle of homelessness.